So you've been standing in front of a mirror and telling yourself that you're beautiful, that you're amazing, you're successful. Or maybe as you walk and go about your day, you're telling yourself how awesome you are. And then you're just wondering, why isn't this working? Why don't you feel awesome? Why don't you look more beautiful? Why don't you blah, 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 whatever it is? And you're in this place wondering, why aren't these affirmations working for you when literally every influencer guru in the mindset space is talking about affirmations and how great they are, and you're just like, man, but it's not working for me. So let's talk about it in this video. Let's talk about why your affirmations are not working for you. Hi, I'm Dr. Visley Natalie. I'm a cognitive behavioral therapy certified naturopathic doctor, mindset mentor, and brain optimization coach. I am on a mission to help high achievers like you release their anxieties, crush their fears, and rise to their highest potential. I am obsessed with all things brain health, nervous system regulation, identity shifting work, subconscious rewiring, and mastering the mindset that is going to help you build the life of your dreams. This is your space if you're ready to stop playing small, reconnect with your power, and finally feel good in your body, clear in your mind, and aligned with your purpose. Around here, we go deep mentally, emotionally, and physically so that you can step into the most elevated, successful, and soul-fed version of yourself. It's time to maximize. Especially in the last few years, everything is just like exploded when it comes to the manifestation space and affirmations and building your dream life and all of these things. And the thing is that it doesn't work for a lot of people. It really doesn't. And especially affirmations don't work for a lot of people. And I remember when I was overcoming my depression, I remember hearing and learning what affirmations, and I just hated them. I hated the word affirmations. I hated them because I was just so stuck in this like negative space of mind, just feeling really awful about myself. And I was just like, these don't work. Me telling myself I'm happy and life is good, when depression was just so strong in my brain, I was like, this is just complete BS. It wasn't until I really started to heal and work on myself that I understood how affirmations actually work. So if you're in that place like I was, where you're just so frustrated with this whole thing about affirmations and repeating these things, and you've been working on it, and you're just like, why aren't these freaking affirmations working for me? And I go online and I see how this person used affirmations for this thing and now they've manifested this. Like, why is this not working for me? I freaking got you. And I want to really teach you how to use affirmations strategically so your affirmations work for you, because I've used them in my life and I've seen times when they do work and when they don't work. And I really want you to have this plan so that you can truly get the life of your dreams. And this is why I do the stuff that I do. I want you to go out there and build your biggest, boldest, most amazing freaking life. Because when I was stuck in my depression, that's what I wanted. It's what I wanted more than anything. And when you learn how to optimize your brain and body, that's how you truly step into your limitless potential and go out there and achieve anything that it is that you want in life. So first of all, what you really need to do is that when you say your affirmations to yourself, and I have my points right now, and that's why I was looking at them, because I feel like I literally just want to change the order of these points right now, is number one, when we say these affirmations to ourselves, you need to make sure that you are showing up in alignment with this affirmation. We don't do that. A lot of people don't do that, and that is a huge disconnect. And I know that right now, like, you hear that, oh my God, like, be careful for your thoughts because they become reality, And to some extent it's true, but to a whole other extent it's not true, because your thoughts on its own don't just become reality. I mean, think about how many negative thoughts we have. Our brain's wired towards negativity, and I have tons of negative thoughts throughout the day, but they don't become my reality. And that is because I don't take action from my negative thoughts. Very important to remember. The reason why your affirmations are not becoming a reality is because you, my friend, are not taking aligned action based on the affirmation. So say, for example, right now, one of the affirmations I've been repeating to myself, I was like, I'm entering my rich and wealthy era. So I've been saying to myself, I am an extremely rich and wealthy woman. And if I just said that affirmation to myself, but I continued to act based on who I was today or based on my old stories, that affirmation wouldn't become reality. Because me just saying that to myself doesn't mean that I'm going to become this extremely rich, affluent, wealthy woman. No. What needs to happen is that my action steps need to match this affirmation. So you know what I started doing? I started asking myself, how would a rich, wealthy woman dress? How would a rich, wealthy woman carry herself? How would she walk? And when I say this affirmation to myself and I'm literally just walking down the street in Toronto, I'll slow down and I'll be a little bit more graceful. And I'll walk with like my, step in front of the other step because I'm just like, I am a rich, wealthy woman. When I look at my closet, even though, I don't feel like my entire closet represents a rich, wealthy woman, I'll be like, okay, I'm a rich, wealthy woman. What do I want to wear today? How do I want to dress? What do I want my makeup to look like? How do I want my hair to look? And so by actually acting based on this affirmation, this is how this affirmation becomes a reality. Even when I think about spending my money and I think about, okay, how would a rich, wealthy woman spend her money? She will think about how to take this money and make more money instead of spending this money on things that are expendable, on things that decrease in value. She wouldn't do that. She would take her money and spend it on things that are actually going to help her bring more money, help her create that generational wealth that she really wants to create. That's how she would think. And I even think about how would a rich, wealthy woman talk? How would she act? How would she show up? And I'm starting to align myself with that slowly, the woman that has that generational wealth that she wants to create for her family and her life. So just making this shift, if this is the only thing you do, your affirmation will become a reality like this. If you tell yourself that you're fit and healthy, how does a fit and healthy person show up? Do they, when their alarm clock wakes up in the morning, when their alarm clock rings in the morning and they need to work out, would a fit, healthy person be like, anyone to work out, and just lie in bed and snooze their alarm clock? No, they would get up and do the thing. So you need to start acting in alignment with your affirmations. If your affirmation is, I am calm, how would a calm person act? Would they react and go into chaos mode and like, whoa, every single time a problem or situation came up? No. They take a breath. They go on a walk. They would do something that helps them be calm, and then they would act based on that. So this is what you need to start doing in your life. You need to start acting in alignment with affirmations, my friend. You can't just say the thing and be like, why isn't it working? We all want the result, but we don't want to do the work. And I'm sorry if you don't want to do the work. Well, first of all, this channel is for high achievers. So I hope you know that you need to do the work and you're ready to do the work. Because if you're not, then just don't be on this channel. This channel is not for people who don't want to put in the work. If that's you, if you just want to sit around and laze around, like just go, please. You don't want to be here. Because this channel is for people who want to put in the work and who want to build an incredible, massive life by optimizing their brain and body. All right, just to clarify here. So take that aligned action and start in moments. And it's not just like a one and done type thing. No. So my affirmation is that I'm a rich, wealthy, affluent woman. So all throughout the day, I'm asking myself, what would a rich, affluent, wealthy woman do? And sometimes I'll make decisions and I'll be like, that didn't feel right. I don't feel like the rich, wealthy version of me would have done that. So you're gonna make mistakes and that's okay, but that's how you learn and that's how you continue to push and move forward. So continuously go back and ask yourself and bring this affirmation up and ask yourself, if this affirmation was true, this was true about me, how would I act and show up in this moment? And this will change everything. I'm just so excited for you because even if you just start doing this, oh my God, you're gonna bring in so much stuff. And the affirmation's gonna literally become true like so fast. Okay. Now, number 2 thing, this is the piece that I would mess up all the time too in the past, is that you need to actually feel in your heart, in your gut, in your body, that affirmation, right? That feeling state is so key because what happens to a lot of us, is that I'm going to bring this back to the example of being a rich and wealthy woman. What happens to a lot of us is that we will have this affirmation, right? So say I'm like a rich and wealthy woman, but then what'll happen is that like I'm stuck in scarcity and I'll be like, I don't have $1 million business yet. I don't have this, I don't have that. And I'll be stuck in that like mental state of scarcity, right? That was me before. But if you believe that, for example, if I believe I'm a rich, wealthy woman, like how would I feel? I would feel so good. It would feel so good. I would feel so light and elated and happy because I'm a rich, wealthy woman. I have $1 million business. And connecting with that feeling state is so important. You can't just say the affirmation and go back to feeling shitty. Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to come true. Because again, when you say the affirmation and go back to feeling shitty, you're acting based on old patterns, old behaviors, old things. And so that is not going to make your affirmation become a reality. So you really need to make sure that you are acting in alignment, and then also feeling in alignment with that affirmation. Like if your affirmation is, I'm a fit and healthy, baddie, like whatever it is, feel it. Feel that. If you're a fit and healthy person, how would a fit and healthy person feel? They would feel so good about their bodies. I don't care if you're 100 pounds overweight. You need to feel, you need to act in alignment, and that's how you get the goal. You don't get it without those things. So start feeling the affirmations and allowing yourself to feel good about it. It's like celebrating your success before it's come in, because you know it's going to come in. You know it's going to happen. And that's how you need to walk around. You need to walk around with the attitude that it's going to happen. And, as much as I've gone through periods of my life where I've been really stressed out, and then, being a business owner, there's always that there. I've always had the inner belief in knowing it's going to happen. I remember when I was working on overcoming my depression, I was like, it's going to happen. I'm going to get to a place of great mental health. I don't care how long it takes. Same thing with my business. I have huge goals, you all. Huge goals. I know my YouTube channel is like pretty small right now, but I have massive goals about wanting to change the world, about wanting to be a really well-known speaker, about standing in front of like hundreds and hundreds of people and doing these empowering talks, about growing my socials, about really teaching people the importance about being healthier to be more successful. Because I think for a very long time, we've just veered so off that path, and we're so focused on the mind that we forget about everything else that needs support. And that could take me 10 years. Cool. I'm here for the ride. Cool. I know I'm going to make it. I will make it. Ain't nobody stopping me. And so and I know I'm going to make it because I'm taking the aligned action, and I'm feeling, and I'm just going to, walk around with this knowing. I feel like that's a whole other step in there, like having that deep belief of just knowing that you're going to make it. And what's really going to help with this is a third point that I wanted to emphasize here, is that the other reason your affirmations aren't working is because you're looking at the outside world for evidence. And as soon as you start to do that, as soon as you look at the outside world for evidence, because the truth is that right now, your outside world doesn't match the internal belief. It doesn't. Because say, for example, your goal is to be fit and healthy, but you're 100 pounds overweight. So you're going to tell yourself you're fit and healthy, but then you're 100 pounds overweight, and you're going to be like, but my outside world doesn't match that. And that's totally fair. That's totally cool. But if you're going to keep looking at your outside world and be disappointed by it, then what's going to happen is that you're going to keep yourself stuck in that same spot over and over and over again. Instead, you need to stop looking at the outside world for evidence, and instead, you need to uphold the internal faith and belief that it's going to happen. Because it is. It is. And that's just like a proven fact. If you just don't give up, you'll get there. If you just don't give up, you'll get there. What happens is that people just give up. They can't go through the hard times and the tough moments, and they just end up giving up too early, and that is what results to them not achieving their goal. So don't let that be you, okay? Stop looking at the outside world to determine if you're capable and if you can achieve your goal. Instead, you need to uphold this internal belief. You need to be completely effing delusional, that it's gonna happen. Because I'm completely delusional that I'm gonna be on a stage speaking in front of hundreds and hundreds of people one day. I'm delusional that my social media channels are gonna have millions of followers. I am delusional that I'm gonna have the impact that I wanna have in this freaking world and leave that legacy and support millions of lives. I am completely delusional. And if you cannot be that delusional, then you're not gonna achieve the goal. Sorry. Especially if your goal is giant and massive. So, why is the affirmation not working? Because you're not taking aligned action. So start taking aligned action and start showing up as that version of you that you say in the affirmation. Number 2, you need to feel the affirmation. Feel how good it feels. Celebrate the success and allow yourself to feel good about it, especially when you say the affirmations. When I tell myself I'm a rich, wealthy, affluent woman, I feel good about it. I let myself feel really, really good about it. And I don't look at the outside world for evidence. This is very hard. It's hard, okay? I try not to. I should not say I don't. I try not to. We all get caught up in it, but it's that reminder of just like, ooh, Miss Lean, you're looking at the outside world for evidence. Stop doing that. Stop sabotaging yourself, okay? So be delusional AF. And if you really are ready for that next level of success, you're just like, I'm ready. Let's get at it. Book a complimentary breakthrough session with me. Let's talk about your brain and body. Let's talk about your mindset. Let's talk about how we can get your body out of that fear survival state so that you can get to your next level of success and to actually sustain it, because you deserve it. And I want nothing but the best for you.